Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Um, Welcome to SKTV. Welcome to this edition. Welcome to SKTV. Um, let's share the show as you come on. The game just finished. Let's share the show as you come on. Welcome. Come on, let's share the show. Be nice and share the show. Share the show as you come on. I know we haven't been on for a while now, but we are here today. Um, Sorry for the delay. We all had to see the game. We just got done through with the game. Um, Share the show, please. Share the show, please. Let me take a quick break here. Just 1 second. I got to fix something here. Um, Share the show, please. A lot to talk about, as you can see the topic. Share the show, please. Let me take a quick musical break here. Just like few seconds of song here. Few seconds. Um, Give me a second here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Sonny dear boy. I'm glad with the great opportunity given me to introduce to you your president.
Babu want to become president.
Well, sorry about that. I had to fix something. Let's share the show, guys. It feels good to be back on. Let's share the show. Interesting talking points and topic. Let's share the show. Today we'll also have the opportunity to address one or two things. We'll address Mr. Former, I know that Deputy Minister or former what? Eugene Fagon and his new boss man, Stanton. So share the show. Please share the show. Let's invite someone. Let's share the show. Sekou will be joining us. I think I have some surprise person that I need to show to you guys also on the show today. But let's share the show, please. Let's share the show, please. Please share the show. Like I said, there are a lot of things to cover. I'm just trying to get some things here quickly so that we can get going. We also expect the guys from Liberia to join us, but we're not waiting for them because of time. Share the show. We'll do our best to cover some of the happenings in Liberia, talk about oppositions in opposition or within the oppositions. There's just a lot of things to talk about. You can leave the Liberian politics for a couple of months, come back. You still got a lot to talk about. We'll not also forget about our president who had a so-called rally or town hall meeting. I mean, not rally, I'm sorry about that. Had a so-called town hall meeting. We'll also tell you why we do not think it was a town hall meeting. So yes, so there are a lot of things to talk about. Share the show as you come on. We got plenty to talk. We got plenty to talk. But let's share the show first. Encourage someone to come on, to listen, to watch, to follow, share the show. Like I said, we'll try to, hit on everything as much as we can. But share the show. Give me a few minutes here. Let me do something. We'll get into other news really, really quick. We'll be talking about the opposition. We will be making some recommendations to people who want to be opposition. Free of charge, we'll be doing it. And since we're back now, starting off today, hopefully by the grace of God, we'll be sending out some caveats to some people that have been talking about into foolishness with confidence, because we ourselves can have the conversation. And we already know that we already know that somehow we are not afraid to have the conversation, especially when we did nothing to you, said nothing to you, and you decide to come and attack us baselessly, foolishly. Listen, somehow we're not like other people. Everybody is different. Some people might be professional. Somehow we are not professional. Nope. I don't need to be professional. You're not my patient. You're not my client. I don't work with you. Nope. We're talking labyrinth politics. And in labyrinth politics, from what I've noticed, after being around for a little bit, professionalism don't get you too far. It doesn't cut it. You got to meet some of these people to where they are. You got to meet them there. Even when you try your best to be professional, to be respectful, to be kind, no, they don't understand that language. So guess what? I'm not running for presidency of Liberia. I'm not part of any political party. I don't have a political leader I have to subscribe or report to. So guess what happened? It doesn't make a difference to me. It doesn't. So if you think you will talk foolishness with confidence and we'll say, oh, let's just forget it. That person crazy. And don't listen to them. And, and let's elevate the conversation. You'll be elevating the conversation somewhere else. I'm not in church. Nope. So I can address the issue as they come. Whether that Joe Weah, whether that Joseph Baka, whether that Cummings, whether that Tawan Gonglo, who else again? It doesn't matter. And if you are a surrogate and you come and talk foolishness, we'll address you and your political leader as well. Maybe I can do that. I'm a stakeholder in all the parties, so I can address all of you. I don't care. So that's exactly what we'll be doing. These are some of the things we'll be talking about. We'll talk about President Joe Weah's so-called town hall meeting. Just in other news, it was never a town hall meeting. It was never a town hall meeting. It would never be a town hall meeting. There were a bunch of sycophants along with some jokers and their unserious president, their unserious, irresponsible president that decided to gather so that they can lavish praises on him. It was never a town hall meeting. Nobody asked any question. There was no interaction. There were just a bunch of grown men and women gathered together, decided to lie to another grown man to inflict his ego. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. But we'll talk about, part of the speech that President George Weah delivered. We'll talk about it and how, we see it. We'll talk about some of them. And we'll talk about some of the oppositions who are in opposition. We'll talk about some of them as well. So, there's just a lot to talk about. There is just a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things to talk about. But I want to introduce you to somebody. Come here. I want to introduce you to somebody before we get into the show this afternoon. So cool be joining us. Say hi.
Hi.
Everybody knows her.
No, they know me.
Well, introduce yourself to the people now, the movement.
Hello, that Oma. I hear giving Steve hat on, you giving me hat on. You were here jumping up and down with the football game.
But we'll know the game.
I started yelling, so I had to go in the room because I can't watch football without screaming and kicking. I didn't want the kids to see me. But yeah, have a good conversation.
Yeah, my Oma, please help us share the show as well.
Yeah, I am.
I beg you, you're sharing your ANC chat room because you said your father is that too. Yeah, your father is that. So we'll not get issue with that one. Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, let's please help us share the show. The only thing I will say to you, let me make this public service announcement quick. Sekou will be back today by the grace of God. Well, highly hoping and anticipating. Sekou feels much better. He will be back to tell you thank you for your prayers, and some of you call him whatever it is. I have a new way I'm going to enter the 2023. And let me just announce it to you. Please, let me announce it to you. I don't know how Sekou is going to go to 2023, but I want you to know exactly how I'm going to go to 2023. I'm going to go to 2023 very fiery. I have zero tolerance for stupid people. And so when you come on the podcast and you want to distract with foolishness and stupidity, this time around, you don't have to curse. You don't have to curse. So you come and you start talking foolishness, you got to go. Zero tolerance for stupid people. You all go to the stupid platform and where you can be doing foolishness and tolerate you. Me, I don't tolerate it. They say who come by, he was on Black Hill. Me. Steve B. Boley. If you come here and you bring your myopic way of thinking and your foolishness that I tolerated for a few months, for a couple of years, and you think we're going to settle for that again in 2023, you'll be wasting your time. I will send you to the stupid camp. You'll go there. That place where you can talk foolishness. That don't make any sense. You're going circles with each other. I will send you there. Me, I will send you there. I say who on Black Girl. I'm just giving you the clear code right now because I got zero tolerance for stupidity and stupid people. Whether you old, you young, you woman, you man. So you come here, you ask stupid, you gotta go. That means you're not serious. If that one person will watch me, let them watch me. I will be glad. Carry your stupidity somewhere else or keep it in your house. Or you can turn your phone off. That's fine. Switch. There are a lot of different places. All people watching it. I will not tolerate, support, endorse, encourage a bunch of grown people who decide to come on Facebook and ask stupid. It will not happen. If you say I'm insulting you because I use the word stupid, that's fine. That is your right to think that way. I don't think for you. But I stand by what I say. If you think I'm joking, try me. Try me. I will send you to the stupid camp. Try me. At the stupid camp, I wanted to open it in January. But I said, no, I will open it at the end of December so that we can start sending some of you there. Some of you need to be relocated and rehabilitated somewhere else. I will not stand for foolishness. Nope. No stupid people will go back and forth. It will not happen again. But that being said, you can disagree with me respectfully. I don't have a problem. You can make the case and stick with the issue. I don't have a. So you come in stupid subjects, stupid distractions. My friend, go create another new Facebook account to come out. And you again say that. And when you come back again, you do the same thing. I mean, I will do the same thing. I will respond to you proportionally. I will not even give you the credence. I will just click on you, tell you bon voyage. And I'm even calling your names. Before you make up your mind, you will not be able to participate. You will not be able to say anything. When you move on the next time, when you create a fake page, when you can't, you'll behave yourself. But let's get to the issue here. We want to thank you. Thank you so much for being here. We want to appreciate all of you. It's good to be back. It feels good to be back. I'd like to welcome myself back. A lot of things have happened. A lot of things have happened over the past few weeks since we left. Oh, but the show not even start yet. But the show not start. We even want to go here. Why yet? But I told the people saying you were coming. I say you here now.
No, I come here. I just came by myself.
But why is it SKTV live? What is going on?
Hold on 1 second. I can't even hear you.
Why it says SKTV Live? You came on different account, different name. The post say you hiding from that.
I don't know.
You read it? But it says SKTV Live on your name. It doesn't say Sekou.
I can fix that.
Yeah. Says that so the people can identify you before the thing that you came by, you hiding. Anyways, while Sekou's doing that really quick, let's go to the musical break for a few seconds. We'll be very, very fast. And we'll come back. Sekou bear away from the Liberian politics, so I gotta ask.
Got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
You fix it?
I fix it, man.
Okay, wonderful. Well, let's just take 2 seconds and get to the musical break so that we can. 2 seconds, just to share the show for 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds, we'll be back. Please don't go away. Stay tuned. We have a lot to talk about. I want to ask Sekou some political question why he bends and wait. Let me get on his skin today on the political questions.
You don't even know my story. You don't even know your story, oh yeah. Oh yeah, you know on the beat, I be a local. So moral. You post a new car on Facebook, but that's so la la. You working better. Loving and acting jealous, say you photo. My advice for you in my way, I got to confess. Confession. You gotta confess. You must have the impression. Enjoyment, that your blessing. Enjoyment, no more stressing. Enjoyment, that your blessing.
Okay, thank you. We don't want to waste too much time, guys, because we are already gone 27 minutes into the time. I know Sekou's here.
70
Sekou has a
minutes.
lot.
How can you call 70 minutes to 7 minutes?
Sorry, 17. I'm seeing on here, it said 27, 11, 27. That's why.
Oh no, but you didn't start 11 o'clock. That's why.
Right. We've gone 17 minutes. Mr. Kanem, just before we go into any other thing, what is your take on the final? Because I have a different take. What is your take?
Which final?
The final that we just watched.
First of all, before I talk about final, I want to say good afternoon, good evening, good morning to all my friends, brothers, and sisters, and everybody else that reach out to me, by whatever means. I really, really, really appreciate it. And it's good seeing all of you back. Yeah, I wasn't well, and I'm not 100% yet, but I'm recovering greatly. Perhaps I could say gradually, but yes, indeed, I'm recovering, and I thank God. And it's good to be back. Honestly, a lot happening. I've watched a lot of things. I've listened to a lot of things, but the most important thing is good health. I'm happy to be back. On the finals, I would say congratulations to Lionel Messi and Argentina and all their fans. I think it's a well-deserved win for Messi, not Argentina per se, but for Messi as a player, because he has had everything when it comes to soccer. The only thing that was missing is the World Cup. And not just winning it just like that, just kind of funny way, but winning in a deserving way. I think that is commendable. I want to say thank you to all of you again, to keeping SKTV alive, to Steve Bully, to Johnson Mayborn Kula, and everybody else, Teco, all of our team members. But yes, just the way you are happy to see me, I'm very, very happy. I'm even more than happy to see all of you on here. At least when I was away, you were here. So, that's a good thing. But when I was coming, I heard Steve threatening people that anybody try, whatever, because stupidity, he will delete you guys. I'm going to talk to Steve. You can't, in Madinga people say you can't take all the smoke, wood from the fire. Other than that, you're going to remove, at the end of the day, the fire might go off. So you don't do that. Some of them, you just advise them. Some of them will listen. Some of them will never listen. They will never change. But sometimes you need someone there around to educate them. Some of them really need. Some of them, they are not doing it because they don't like you or because they just want to disrespect you, but they don't just get it. So they require some education. And you are a psychologist, so you got to help most of our people to get back to their senses, but not to kick them out. I'm just begging you. But if you say, well, you kick nobody out, if I can't see that CDC, I'll bring them back on. Because they want to know how to create scene.
Yeah, but Mr. O'Connor, what's your take on the final on the World Cup? You said well deserved.
I just said it. I just said it was well deserved, and this was one of the best final in history. One of the best final in the history of World Cup.
Yes, I think so too.
The first half was boring, was not competitive, was somehow one-sided. But when it came in the second half, everything changed, and I think it was very, very, it was our time actually. After the first, I was about to go back to sleep because I didn't like the way the game was played. It was just one-sided. Argentina was all about Argentina, but France came back, and we saw real soccer in displayed. So, yes. Welcome to all of you again. Thank you for your calls, your text messages, reaching out. I really appreciate it, honestly speaking, from the bottom of my heart.
Yes, and so we want to say congratulations to Mr. Noah Sharif from the Mandingo Association. He's the newest president in Arizona. We had a good time last night. But not only that, this afternoon, I think we're going to be finishing it up with a roasted meal and a taille at the park. Second week when you playing this, the minute say you are playing number 5, what's going on? You change your mind? What were you playing? You want to tell the boy what were you playing? You want to know?
I'm a senior midfielder. I can play. I can play. Jala Pofukwa. Nana other beginning I will play.
That's fine.
I'm a senior midfielder.
I already in my warm up.
I'm a midfield general, and I like the other midfield general that y'all got over there. But I'm real midfield general.
Oh, okay. We'll see your skills this afternoon before we get into the roasted meal and taille and the rest of the chilling for the rest of the weekend. But thanks to you. Thanks to everyone else, especially from the Mandingo community. Thanks for having us yesterday. It was good. From Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, the chilling been long. We've been enjoying ourselves, money our business, but it's been good. But we've also been following the politics. My take on France.
And guess what?
What?
For those of you who just come in, I know Steve tried to show somebody behind there. I'm just telling you that my wife is in Arizona today. I took my other wife, Cindy, from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
So right now, I got 2 wives in town.
Yeah, she been here since Friday, right? Yeah.
And she's the best. Yeah. She been here since Friday.
Yeah, I think her speech was good last night as well. It was very
so good.
It was very motivating and inspiring to the women.
And the women loved it. They really, really, really admire her. Myself, I admire her.
Yeah, I was quite surprised, but I was not surprised to that extent.
It was nice having her. But what's going on? Why are people not sharing the show?
But I think we're talking about Mr. Connor. Let me get my take on the show. Let me get my take on the game.
Okay.
Let me get my take on the game.
Okay, why you do that? I'll be sharing the show.
First of all, I thought from the get-go that Argentina would have won. As a matter of fact, this is the second time in history it has happened for a team to lose its opening match and go on to win the World Cup. The first time it happened in most recent time. Now, still to be corrected. It might have happened decades ago, but in most recent times, in the 21st century, or 2010 in South Africa, Spain lost their opening match. and they went on to win the World Cup. I knew from the pace, from the time Argentina qualified for another round, I definitely knew that they would go on to win. And I think during the quarterfinals, or, I did predict that on my page that Argentina would go on to win the World Cup. Now, I expected Argentina to win on a field play, not, to be quite honest, not because for them, this was a revenge match. I think one of the mistakes the French coach made, if I were in his camp or I were advising in the back or part of the technical team staff, I would have welcomed back Karim Benzema. And there's a reason for that. I think the inclusion of Benzema, I would have even started Benzema. But you're muted.
I thought Benzema is injured.
Benzema, I've been following the news also from them. Real Madrid released him a couple of days ago. He's back, fit, and ready to play. Benzema's inclusion into the team.
And he's the best player in the world.
Benzema's inclusion into the team would have created some kind of distraction for that defense, would have created more opening for Mbappe and other players for them to smooth in. I wouldn't have started Dembele. And the reason for that is Dembele, it's not mature enough to show up in big games. He does the same thing to Barcelona. When you need him the most, he doesn't show up. He picks games that he will show up. I mean, that's just my point of view. I would have welcomed Benzema to join the team for this final. I would have had him on the team. I would have had him starting to throw because, mind you, the team prepare, in advance. So they were already prepared, waiting, and they already knew what's up. I would have used him as that surprise element to come into the team to create distraction. And I think he's a prolific goal scorer. He would have made a huge difference, to be quite honest. He would have. And he could have been a distraction for that defense, for that Argentina defense. But again, the Argentina goalkeeper, like I said, right after they went to the extra time, like I said, the Argentina goalkeeper is good. He saved some penalties during the round, during the different stages. So it wasn't surprising to me to see his move. It was not. I knew right there and then that Argentina would win, no doubt. Nothing. Congratulations to Messi, by the way. The debate of Messi and Ronaldo being the GOAT, I think Messi sealed the deal. That's it. Those of you who support Ronaldo, sorry, but the facts are the facts. Messi lived up to it. Even those who don't like him, don't follow him, don't support him. Today, they saw that, he truly proved, And Mbappe, I hope he continues on this path, though. Because let's be honest, Messi and Ronaldo kept the football world for the past 15, 20 years very competitive. We not want new what bell, 1 minute you shine, the other minute you can't shine. We not want inconsistency. These guys have been consistent. If they're not in some kind of final, they're showing up in big games. So I mean, that's my view, and I hope the France coach. But either way, from what I'm hearing, from what I've been reading in the papers, Zidane is going to take over the team.
The French team?
Yes, Zidane is going to take over the French national team. I like the Argentina coach. He's very calm, mellow, and he seemed to have those guys.
But DJ Deschamps is not bad though.
Yeah, but his term is, come on, he bent the wire. Come on,
But he and Zidane, they were playing the same time.
Right, but Zidane is coming home now to coach the team, and I like that. I like that. So, but let's get to the politics.
I think we're done with the soccer.
Yes, let's get to politics, Mr. Kane. First of all,
but why you're not asking your people why they're not sharing the show? If people don't share the show, why don't you just off the thing and go home, go talk about our Hatay thing?
Yeah, so we can be.
Yeah, people not share the show. I can't feel like talking because we don't have thousands and thousands of people watching us. So when you share the show, that's the only time we can get hundreds of people watching. So if you can't share the show, then that's bad. I don't know where these stubborn flies are coming from.
Yeah, you know the people. I think they will share it while we are on because they're interested, especially you coming back. They're very excited to see you. And some people have not had the alert, so I'm hopeful that they will share it. But Mr. Kane, quick question. Just before we get into something, I wanted to read for the public because we'll start with President George. We'll get to the opposition being opposition. Okay. We'll start with President George. We have most recent trip to the U.S. where they claimed they had a rally. I've said it was not a rally. And let me read to the Liberian people war rally. What they claim they had a town hall meeting. I've said my position is they never had a town hall meeting. So let me read to the Liberian people what a town hall is by definition. A town hall meeting or town hall is, an event, which is an event at which a politician or public official answer questions from members of the public. Answer questions. My stand is President George Weah got a bunch of sycophants, grown men and women, put them in buses. Some of them left their jobs. Go lavish praises on President George Weah, inflict his ego, and no interaction. Apart from the same normal person worship they have in Liberia, they just brought it on this side with people who can earn their own living. In Liberia, at least there can be an excuse. But on this side, we have grown men and women do the same thing. And the frustrating part about it, not allowing the president to take questions, even for his own seditions. I don't think it was a town hall meeting. I think it was the gathering of sycophants to inflict the ego of President George Weah and to lie to him, to make his head big. The world was saying Liberia. I don't know what you think.
Actually, I did not watch the entire event. I don't know whether it was a town hall, but I saw the president making few remarks. And in those remarks, there was some funny thing he said. But, sometimes we can argue everything about George Weah or any other leaders within the Liberian society. But their performances, their delivery, what they do is good or bad. Basically, is the culture of the eyes of the beholder. For them, something that you think may not actually meet the definition of a town hall, but if that's what they want, maybe they don't have question for him. Maybe they are satisfied. Maybe if there were other people that are thinking outside of the box, there could have been other questions, or somebody would have risen, concern. But people that were there, maybe they were satisfied. And beyond that, the reason for a town hall is to engage the people, send out message out there as to what and who you are all about. But who doesn't know President Weah? Why is it that President Weah, almost going to 6 years in office, have not taken any press conference in Liberia to take questions from Liberian media? A town hall President Weah will do. Is that your expectation? Somebody who is not comfortable enough to take question from his own media in his country for 6 years almost. 5 years, we'll say, 5 year plus. You think that person will be comfortable to go and do a town hall where they consider the diaspora as a hostile environment for the president? I think whatever they did, that's what they wanted to do. And they don't really care. But who cares either? Because the expectation is not all that. So I think what they did, that's what they wanted to do. They can put any nomenclature to it. They can call it town hall. They can call it football game. They can call it community event. They can call it comedian show, whatever they want to call it. I think that's on them. But I do not expect much. So that's what it is.
Well, but then, Mr. Connor, yeah, I agree with you. But then also, you can't put the name on, you can't put the nomenclature there as town hall meeting, especially with diasporans. That was what the public said. They said the publishing. That's what it says. That's what they revealed to the public. So they say one thing and do another thing. That's
yeah, but let me tell you, there's something to that.
Go ahead, please.
There are people that have lived in America here for 5, 10, 15 years, or maybe 20 years. Their minds are yet to develop. There are people that live here. When it comes to Liberia, their minds are yet to develop. So you do not expect much from such people. There are a lot of people here, when it comes to the CDC, everything is good, regardless. And when it comes to something other than CDC, everything is bad. They do not care. To be honest, they do not care to be honest to themselves or to other people. And they will lie about everything if it's not the CDC. And they're ready to accept all lies as long as it's in the interest of the CDC. So whatever nomenclature they could give to an event or whatever they want to do, the thing is, I have a very, 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 very slim expectation. My expectation of these guys is nothing. I would be surprised if they do some good things, especially when it comes to analyzing issues, being honest to themselves, being honest to the people, or showing the true picture of what it is when it comes to the CDC. So those guys do not accept it. I got a lot of friends who are CDCians. But when it comes to CDC, do not expect a lot from them. That's what I'm trying to tell you in a nutshell.
Okay, that makes sense. Most
you want to be disappointed if you're appointed in somebody.
I'd have to agree with you. Most recently, very interesting. It's and for some of us, every time people do abnormal things, it serves as a trigger or as an alert. You are not the kind of person who would naturally and normally. I know you. I hang out with you. I'm with you. I've been around you. I know what you do. I see what you do to some extent. You are not the kind of man who, I don't want to use the word tax, but you're not confrontational. You don't, unless somebody really pushes you or come after you. I'm straightforward. Some people call it confrontational. Some people call it whatever you want to call it. It is what it is. But I saw you write a post and put Eugene Fagon's name in there. What's that all about? And what's going on?
Yes, my people keep coming. The new people keep coming that were not here from the start of the show. Once again, I want to welcome all of you. I want to say thank you to those of you that call me and check on me, that inbox me, that reach out to me, whatever it means. I really appreciate it. And my friend and brother Erasmus Williams, want to say thank you and welcome to SKTV. You were here. It was nice seeing you here again in Phoenix. And you're always welcome here. Talking about Erasmus Williams, who is the vice chair for administration for Unity Party USA and Canada. He's a friend. Our friendship is completely different from politics. First thing first, when the man call or when he sees me, the first thing he will say, no politics. So we are friends and we are brothers. We've been knowing each other for a long time when I used to live in Minnesota for 10 years. So Erasmus, welcome and welcome everybody. So Steve, I posted something and I said, if anyone takes Eugene Fagon seriously, you should not be taken seriously. And I really mean it. In life, we are who we are. Some people can change because of situation. Some people can change when they are rich. Some people can change when they are poor. Some people can change when they are given opportunity. But the real self remains. Eugene Fagon, the former Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs in the CDC government, he is a loose cannon. He is struggling as to where to be accepted politically. So he's never been consistent when it comes to dealing or discussing real issues. But one thing he has been consistent with, he is a divisionist. He is a tribalist. And I must add, he is a tribal bigot. And the only tool that he has in his arsenal when it comes to political discussion is to throw in tribal jargon, discriminatory behavior. Even with Kef Hassan, whom he used to sleep, whose house he used to sleep, who he used to live with, when he disagreed with Kef Hassan, many of you will disagree with Kef Hassan. Many of you will disagree with Kef Hassan. But when Eugene Fagon disagreed with Kef Hassan, instead of making the case, he started to speak Creole, indirectly telling the man, "You are not one of us." Because he doesn't have, besides praising himself, besides blowing his own trumpet, he has nothing tangible to offer. He is a comedian. So when he goes on a platform, you remember, this is the same Eugene Fagon that was carrying on this whole idea of Congo and native debate when he was in the government, because he has nothing else to provide to the Liberian people besides blowing his own trumpet. You remember that? He was the one in the vanguard of the debate, making Liberians as if we are staying in the 60s, or maybe you stay in the year 1800s. When he is challenged, he reverts to tribalism, discrimination. So this guy has lost everything politically. Look at the history of this guy. So if you look at him, for an NPP, one at some point to Uri Party, and then to Ellis Talo Party, and then to CDC, moving from one area to another, being a political opportunist, he knows how to confuse people who are not politically mature. He confuses them. But anybody who has followed this guy and follow what he has done when it comes to Liberian politics, you can never take him seriously. At this point, he still confused. This guy got fired because of the same erratic behavior. One day, He wanted to present himself as someone who is in the government but can say the truth about the government. As and then another day, he was threatening or make any comment to anybody who dared to criticize the government. Another day, he will act like he knows it all. But at the same time, his behavior does not communicate what he says about himself. So in short, Steve, somebody of that nature, when Eugene Fagon got fired, he thought he still have a chance to go back. So he has a chance to go back because McGill was still in the picture. So like Fagon, like many other guys, this guy, what's his name? McGill was the pipeline for them. Even though he got fired, he was still getting money from McGill. But now he's going ballistic. He's going all out, attacking CDC, attacking some leaders within the CDC, attacking some minister like Samuel Toure, what's the other guy named? Eugene Nangbe. He's doing all of that simply because of the anger for the fact that McGill is no longer in the picture. Because McGill was the one that was sending him money. And the hope was that as long as McGill remains in power, McGill will be able to bring him back. McGill can use his persuasive method to bring him back. But now the guy is no longer in the picture. He still wants to speak to get the attention of the president. Some point he will talk some trash to the opposition, and talk trash to anybody who is making sense from the opposition part, just to get the president attention. But at the same time, to tell you that this guy should not be taken seriously, at the same time, those the president listened to, he's insulting those people. Those that got the president's ears. For example, right now, George Weah government is ran by few people. It was McGill. McGill no longer in the picture. It's now Eugene Nangbe, Samuel Toure, and Musa Dean. Those are the people. But then when it comes to day-to-day running, or who run the gossip, because George Weah is driven by gossip here and there, who bring more information to him, who bring more praises on him, it's now Eugene Nangbe and Samuel Toure. And you, Fagon, you want to get on the right side of the president, but at the same time, you're fighting the people that the president listens to every day. That kind of person you will take seriously. He knows he has no place within the opposition. That's why he be praising himself, making himself to look good, asking the opposition, please can't get me, please can't. Nobody listening to him. Nobody taking seriously. So when I see people listening, sitting down, and words that coming from Eugene Fagon's mouth, presenting himself as some kind of political Maradona who knows it all, I got discouraged. You know this man. You know who he is. You know that this guy is completely confused. He's trying to find a political home. He's not finding his way with the opposition, nor finding his way back to the CDC. The hope to get back to the CDC has been dashed. So he can go on and say anything. So people should not take that guy seriously. To be honest with you, if you didn't ask me about him, I will not even talk about him, because he's not that relevant. He's not that important. This guy had all the opportunity to serve Liberia and the Liberian people. But because they see him mouth, because they see erratic behavior, he lost it. So he's not that important. And trust me, he's gonna talk, he's gonna run your mouth all over the place. There will be some confused kids that know nothing about politics. They will listen to him, they will follow him, some of them. But believe me, no leader, no intelligent person can listen to Eugene Fagon and actually take him seriously. No, it's not that important.
Well, Mr. Kane, I agree with you. I just want to add a piece before we get into the other side of this conversation. I think part of the missing pieces that needed to be added also to this is, first of all, Eugene Fagon is a loose cannon. I agree with you. It's very disappointing and very frustrating that his new hire man, Stanton A. Witherspoon, who I believe also, because I've got some credible information, that they all sat around because Stanton is seeking attention, or he wants attention. He wants to present himself as the game player, or everybody gravitate towards him. When a certain political leader do not call him when it comes to America, such as Alexander Cummings or Boakai, he throws a fit. Let me say this to Stanton Witherspoon. That foolishness that you're on, that foolishness that you and Fagon and Kefasan and the rest of your crew, you're on. You might carry that foolishness somewhere. You might carry that foolishness somewhere. You get money, you get it for you and your household. That foolishness that is passing around, inflicting your ego, you might carry that foolishness somewhere else. If you're not man enough to speak words from your mouth, to say what you want to say to certain people, you got to use funny men and Eugene Fagon, which I will get to very soon, to speak words, then you're a punk. I say it. The people then who you can buy ticket to go around, who you can pay the car pay, who you can pay hotel for them to go later in. I'm not on that list. I'm not on that list. I will never be on that list. I might carry that foolishness somewhere else. You might carry that foolishness somewhere. You don't want this. This is the last time I will ever, because I will not listen to nobody that will call me about your business. This is the last time I will ever give you a caveat. Carry that foolishness somewhere else. If you want Alexander Cummings to call you, he'll call you at your business. Go call Alexander Cummings' phone number. When ANC people hire us and they pay what's required to go there, we'll cover the program. We will go and cover your program. Carry that your low self-esteem, attention-seeking behavior somewhere else. Nobody got time for that foolishness. I am not on your list. I don't think Sekou is on your list, but I can speak for Sekou. Because if you were there, you would give me a hint. You would let me know. We're not on your list. So you're carrying your foolishness somewhere else. Because you don't want to dig into some things. You don't want to bring us some transactions. You better slow down. You better slow down. The sheep can move together, but they don't have the same price. We respect each other on a neutral level. You don't want to be put in that category as Costa. Because you're the Costa 2.0. The people who don't know, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I blame the ANC people. I blame other people who suck up to you. I don't blame you. The only person that got my revolutionary respect from the day they said they were going to walk away from that platform, they never one day walk back the words. It's Kei Atama. That's what men do. That's what men do. You make a decision and you stick by it. But you are not an issue. Let me talk to your new quote-unquote mouthpiece that you got, Eugene Fagon. First of all, Eugene Fagon, those of you who even take him serious, as Sekou said, you yourself got seriousness issues problem. Eugene Fagon, the most corrupt legislature in recent history that we have now, voted a vote of no confidence and call Eugene Fagon or non-governmental material that Eugene Fagon will sit down and lecture you about government? That Eugene Fagon will sit down and lecture you about government? That belly-driven politician who sell a birthright to a friend man 24/7, passing around from one person to another person, passing around from one person to another person. Not only that, to even put the icing on the cake, the most inept and corrupt president in the 21st century in Liberia, George Weah. Hey, George Weah can fire you. There's nothing there for you again. George Weah fire you. You supposed to be something? You supposed to be something again? But again, Some people were in the ANC and other political parties, they gravitate towards everybody and everything. Let me tell you something. Cheap things are not good, and good things are not cheap. Eugene Fagon, that yuku. Let me say, when you hear the word yuku, it means donga flare. Eugene Fagon, that yuku, that donga flare, in nothing. He's a mere hustler who has lost everything. He got nothing to show off for. Here's a man that got no pride for himself. Nothing. So you start wasting your behind that loser. What do you think Fagon get to offer? What does he have to offer? The reason he started acting a few days on Finabono and his friend Eugene Fagon, the player not using Eugene was going nowhere. Look, you can be to any job. And you're the next in line to succeed. And they bring somebody else in to succeed you. That means they don't value you. You're not important. If I were Eugene Fagon, I said it before, I would have walked away from that job. But because he got no integrity, he got no respect for himself, he's not a serious man. He is not a serious man. His entire life is in shambles. He's not serious. He not know where he's going. I want to be surprised one of these days if he end up in some kind of psychiatric or mental home. Because let me tell you the truth. His word is broken. You know what it means? To put everything in the basket. Beyond Jowia. Fought people, insulted people. Then they throw you out. But not only that, interestingly, Eugene Fagon wanted a job here in the United States through Marathon. You know who stepped on it? Eugene Nangbe and Finabono. That's why he never got that job. That's why you see he versed today with them. But he was balanced. He didn't do nothing yet. You think he understands Labrador politics? You think he knows the Labrador politics? He really thinks so? Okay, no problem. No problem. And he went Labrador. What he did for himself, what did it mean he left there for himself? He gave him a disgrace, fired by an incompetent, inept president. Like you the ones who be in public talking. If I were you, I would be looking for some kind of job, something else to do and leave politics. Because it's a shame on you. Shame on you. Eugene Fagon. Sit down somewhere 24/7, your friend may got to call you and say you smoking and put it in your pocket, then you can't, you talk foolishness. Once they know what is when I say you smoking and put it in your pocket, you can't come on the show. Let's behave with you. We'll call the amount from amount to amount. How much they know what is going to say you so you can know. Because you are a slave. Like you able to free people? You are a slave. How can a slave free somebody? You are a slave to your friend, man, and all you do is pass it around back. Like you want to tell people what? You who? You wanting Eugene Fagon? You better go sit down somewhere. You better go look for people. The people who giving your credence. Because you got no integrity. But not only that, even at a bigger note, let's put it on a bigger picture. Let's put it on a bigger picture. Eugene Fagon is not useful to himself. To even be useful to. I see in a few days passing, I saw some kind of stupid post he wrote talking about, Cummings' way to the presidency through Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai made poor president. He's not president. To tell you how all of them confused, and something is wrong with them. But anyways, like I said, Eugene Fagon, a new hire man, a new boss man, they better put their life together. I'm gonna go on your show, you're talking your food in there, my care of ANC people. Like you're an ANC boy, now your thing. We're not inside with you. Nope. You're my carrier thing with your ANC people. If other people don't want to address the foolish statement that Eugene Fagon made, we'll clear the air and address it. So Eugene Fagon can go be looking for his CDC people and collecting so much more money around his business. Like his choice. No problem with that. I also. I'm not here to undermine anybody also. But just know your place and don't lie on people and respect yourself. That's all I gotta say to you. Anyway, let's move to other opposition members. Let's move to other opposition members who are the topic for today. Other opposition members who are opposition in opposition. Mr. Kane, that's the question I wanted to ask you. Opposition in opposition. I wanted to read something quick before before you respond, because the chairman for the CPP, Musa Belede, wrote a statement. I think yesterday. Let me go to that statement. That statement. Somebody sent that statement to me this morning when I was at the stuff there. Musa Belede wrote a fiery statement. This is what Musa Belede said. Actually, it's 4 hours ago Musa Belede wrote this statement. From what it says, this is what Musa Belede said. Let me be very clear. We will never surrender Liberia to the past or the present. We will pursue a brighter future for Liberia. Your sick ideology that he is a good VP for you will sink with you. Let me be very clear. ABC will be president of Liberia comes January 2024. This will happen comes hell or high waters. Keep fooling yourselves. Advise that you find yourself a VP and run your campaign based on your records. There will be no free ride to victory. Comes 2023, the battle for the soul of Liberia will begin in earnest. Game on. Mr. Kana, what do you say? This is very interesting. Amidst all of the rumored, last time I said it on the Ascendi show, that we are aware that there are high-profile conversation with some members of Alexander Cummings within the team in the circle of Alexander Cummings to persuade him to go as vice president to Joseph Yuma Boakai. This conversation is happening at a very high level. We've talked about it on your Sandy show. I think on Tuesday, out of a sudden, yesterday, Chairman Musa Belede brings out this picture that we said. And this is a high-level conversation. I'm not talking about Erasmus. They're not on Erasmus level. They're not on Erasmus level. They're not know about it.
Please don't disrespect Erasmus, man.
No, I'm not disrespecting. I'm just saying it's so high.
That's what I mean, man.
No. They're not on that level. I'm being honest with you. This discussion is at a high level. It's not on talking point. Joseph Boakai supporter there. No. It's not on Cotto Brian level. It's not on Cotto.
No. Don't even go there. Don't disrespect Cotto Brian before you must start fighting here.
No, not disrespect. I'm just saying this is at the highest height. This conversation. They're not even on, let me tell you, the conversation is not even on Yasini level.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
But on level on
It's on chairman level. It's on the big boys level up there. That's what I'm saying to you. It's not on
big boys and big girls.
Yeah. So it's not on second level.
So let me say this. So first of all, you said something.
You make what laugh.
Yeah, because I don't want you to put your mom again.
No.
That kind of derogatory way. I will deal with you.
No, she know what's up. She come in my inbox, can deal with me. She know.
Yeah, I know she know how to deal with you, and she know how to get on your skin too. Yeah. So Steve, on a serious note.
Yeah, but not on your level.
When
you not show again. I'm saying that let me show you. To tell you that they say I'm talking. It not on your level. She not know about it. She not know what's going on.
I know about what's going on.
You not know about the high level conversation that's going on.
You
that
talking about
on your show on Tuesday that you pissed are trying to convince some high top executive members around in the coming cycle to convince him to go as VP to Joseph Yuma.
But Cummings is now.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, so I'm moving on. Lee our show. Then second tour Then your voice matter. Lee our show.
So let me say this.
We yo.
First of all,
nobody the show now.
The idea that the idea that people are talking between their emissary, having conversation about who's being vice president to who. It's not something new. But I think you are reading it from one side. There are maybe the level that you are talking about. Maybe I may not be on that level, but I'm privileged with a lot of information. I'm not sure. I'm not sure the level of the people that you are citing here, but I know very well. I'm privileged to a lot of information. Up to the famous conversation between JNB and Alex Cummings that time. Was it in Ghana? The one-on-one conversation for 47 minutes. That's how far I can go. So we are privileged to a lot of information. The conversation is not about just Cummings running for vice president for Joseph Numa Boakai. That's one side of the conversation. The other side of the conversation is that there are other folks too who are trying to dissuade Joseph Numa Boakai. Okay, let me not use the word dissuade. Who are trying to talk to the Pape to let it go so that the Pape will pull Cummings' hand up. There's two conversations going on. Somebody would think, oh, the conversation going about Cummings should be vice president. Yes, that is another one conversation. But the other conversation also is that why can the Pape just, endorse Cummings and unite the opposition and be the statement so that they can defeat your way in one round? That is the conversation going on. So, if anybody argue from either side to say that conversation is not ongoing, that means you are not following. That means you don't know what is going on. Yes. And recently, when we had the opportunity to ask Mr. Cummings questions, I asked the same questions. Whether there were conversation going on. And I also asked when is he going to nominate his running mate, vice presidential candidate. He did not deny of a conversation going on. But he said there was no direct conversation going on between he and Ambassador Boakai. It was not one-on-one between me and Boakai. I mean, on me and Cummings, everybody was there. We were also live. I think most of you listened to that. So in short, Steve, there are more to the conversation that's been presented. So in the area of Musa Belete, he said something when you were responding to Eugene Fagon. He said, who is Eugene Fagon to lecture you about politics? The man who cannot even convince himself as to what is good or what is bad. But he want to act like he knows it all. You saw him, some of the lies he was putting together against Joseph Numa Boakai. He just want to say anything or do anything that he think that will put smiles in the president's face so the president can take another second look at him. But Eugene Fagon is nothing. What he was trying to do that time, trying to create problem or trying to act like there is a problem. Like there's a problem between Musa Belete and Cummings. That is the conversation they wanted to present to the Liberian people. I listened to him vividly. That Louis Brown is taking over the CPP. Now, Louis Brown is being the face of the CPP. And again, he referred to the same trouble jargon. He mentioned Musa Belete will be coming with, supposed to be coming with this percentage of Mandingo people. this person will be coming away, that percentage of Ukran people, this person will coming away, this percentage of Bassa people. That's all he has. Tribalism or tribal politic or class politic. That's all he does. But what happened? People who are not politically mature or seasoned, they follow him and they listen to him and they agree with him. But they are not mature enough. They do not have the skill of a critical thinker to actually know exactly what is true. This guy, we can talk about facts versus fictions. But he is the most and the biggest fictional character in Liberia. So, Musa Belete comment that you just read, maybe people are not paying attention to it. The man said that in other posts that preceded, other posts before that post, he said, I made 2 predictions. He said there will be a drama in Doha. That's Qatar. And then he said, and I said, ABC will be the next president of Liberia. Musa is not saying anything directly to those people. But you're just sending a message telling them that whatever they are doing it and they are on course and they believe in what they are doing. And they think because they are being successful in what they are doing, that's why somebody trying to distract them. That's the message over there is telling you. I've never spoken to Musa of late. A few days ago, I tried to contact him because I wanted him to come on the show to come and so we can ask him some questions about some of the things we've been hearing. And he called me back, but I was not available. So we kind of missed each other. But when we have time, we'll bring Musa on here, the chairman, the CPP, to come and talk to us about actually what's going on, whether there's any progress when it comes to the CPP, or whether there are some challenges within the CPP. However the case, we'll bring Musa Belete here. So to make this thing easy for you and to our many, many listeners, hey, my brother Timothy, how you doing, my man? Steve, Timothy is one of those good guys, man. This guy was all the way in Africa. He called me to check on me. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Kane, I agree with you that the conversation.
So to close on this particular thing, maybe you have another question in that same direction. Musa Belete is telling you and the people that they are good. There's no problem between them, and they are on course. I don't know if they're going to win, but within the opposition, I can tell you, George Weah and the entire CDC people, trust me, they know how to choose their battle. And they are choosing their battle very, very strategically. People not paying attention. They have minimized the attack on GNB. They have minimized their disrespect and insult on GNB. Komis has been the center stage of the attack. And they know why they're doing it. That's what I can tell you.
Well, I agree with you that there are 2 sides of this conversation. I will have to agree with you. The side that some people want, because first of all, before these guys do most of the things that they do, they throw in the public to get public reaction. And if you're not careful, they overshadow the conversation with these different propaganda rhetorics or whatever not. And to their credit, they've been good at it. Whether that to distract or that to create confusion, they will do that deliberately. But here is another question for you, Mr. Kane. Based on the most recent rally and how things unfolded before the rally, do you think there are oppositions within the opposition? If yes, what can you say about it?
Personally, I don't know. I don't know if I will call them opposition, but I know for the fact that there are spies, there are intruders, there are people, there are pay agents within the opposition. So I personally will not classify them as opposition within the opposition. There are intruders. There are people that were infused within the opposition to destroy the opposition and pretending to be opposition. And many of the opposition are yet to understand that. And let me tell you this. There are some people too within the opposition they are in it because they cannot openly serve in this government. They work for CDC government and they get paid, but they are not working openly because why? Their friends, their bosses that they work for, they don't have the nerve, they don't have the courage, they do not have the audacity to make to appoint them in the government because the citizen will go amok and there will be consequences to that. So what they do with them and what they are doing with them, send them to the ANC, send them to the opposition, pay them to serve as distraction, to serve as agent, collect information, send to them, know the in and out and the plans of the opposition and send it to them. And they will get at anything and they will do everything and anything to make sure that the opposition will not make progress. Let me give you a perfect example. This election, 2023, the senatorial election in Montreal County, Sir Joseph might run unopposed. Eventually run unopposed. But they will put people in there making it look like he has, opposition. And eventually, nobody will run against him. Or if anybody will be run against him, it will not be any serious candidate running against him. He will end up winning landslide. So and that's what it is.
Well, that's
so to answer your question, they are not opposition. They are intruders. They are agents that are infused in the opposition, pretending to be opposition, but they are not opposition. They are part of the government.
very interesting take.
Yeah. And again, let me say this. A lot of people think most of those people are around AGNB or Unity Party people, but no. There are people too within even the ANC. There are people there that are pay agent, but soon to be discovered. Yeah. They will now allow the opposition to make progress. That's their job. So they are working for the government, but they're not directly working in the government. Because They're working for the people, Jowia and people, but Jowia and people that do not have the courage to appoint them because Sidisia will kill him. So you keep them in the opposition, saying that they are in the opposition, but they're taking pay. And their only job is to make sure they destroy the opposition. And that's what they are doing. Yeah.
Well, very interesting conversation, Mr. Kane. A few weeks ago, I was on Yasendi's show when I got, when some of this information I just started to throw jab on it, even within the comment cycle, about some of the things that are unfolding, and how they're, whether it's leaking out information or whatever it is. Mr. Kane, there is no way in this world, with all of the messes, the ineptitude, the incompetence of President George Weah, that this opposition that has maybe the sophisticated, educated, experienced people, whether it's in government, private sector, whatever it is struggling to even get the footnotes. From a common sense and maybe a security standpoint, there has to be insider that's fighting. But they're pretending, like you said. They're not showing face. They're not registering themselves. But they're doing what they got to do. And to be quite honest, they have been successful to some extent. The only way to move this thing forward is to be able to get them out. That's it. Anything less than that, there will be no progress. And that's why once you notice them, you know them, there is in no way, shape, or form you must go around and work with them or trust them again. And that's how it works. You can't work with them. You can't take chances with them. There is no. But again, like you said, Mr. Cummings, the ANC, and other people would have to figure this thing out and work around him. They would. They would have to do that. And what's even a little frustrating is, and concerning, is they keep trying to gravitate or entertain certain people. There are certain people you got to let go. You got to cut ties, maintain any kind of friendship or whatever it is, but you got to establish some distances, and protect yourselves. If not so, like you said, these guys are working.
All right, let me just tell you this. I didn't want to go this far, but I will say, you see, they play the same game. Not only they are playing the game with the general opposition setting, but they are directly playing the same game with Joseph Nyeman Boakai. Let me tell you something. If this was only about Joseph Boakai and Cummings, we will not have problem within the opposition. Things will be smooth. But the same game that was played, or that has been played within the general opposition cycle, now they have infiltrated the Unity Party to the extent where the Omen is unable to make decision. They're trying to make everything difficult for him. I don't like hypocrites. They're trying to make things difficult for the Omen. Even this fight to say who should be vice president for Joseph Nyeman Boakai, not supposed to be any problem. If the decision was with the Pape, it's easy for you to make. And he knows exactly what he likes. But because he's not being allowed to make his own decision, because he didn't undermine every time he tried to make a decision by the same agents. Did I say agents? I add S only because they're not one person. They are a group of unscrupulous elements within, outside of the government, but they have been infused in the opposition community. They are the ones that are confusing the puppy. To the extent where you have not seen chaos yet. When it comes to who's supposed to be the vice president for Joseph Nima Boakai, you are not seeing anything yet. You have not seen anything yet. And that's the motive. They want to keep the opposition at each other's throat. At the end of the day, they will make no tangible decision that can yield fruit at the end of the day. So in short, they have infiltrated the opposition so much so it's going to be hard. But people have got to make decisions, like you said. When you know and you identify those people, get rid of them. Other than that, at the end of the day, if they are successful and continue to do what they are doing right now, at the end of the day, guess what's going to happen? Jowia will be giving the presidency in a silver platter. Easy.
But Mr. Kane, the people have already promised President George Weah the presidency. As evidenced by that, President George Weah never even ascended to the presidency. That they were not even sworn in yet. And they told the word that it will be there for 12 to 24 years. It has to come with some kind of guarantee. Not only that,
let me answer this call just for a second.
Yeah, but I wanted to disagree with why you talking.
Yeah, you can continue. Just 1 second.
Sure.
I got to. Yeah. You know, I just said something and then I'm getting some call. Let me just answer the call real quick.
I want to disagree with Sekou on, and as you guys already are aware, we do have disagreements here. I want to disagree with Sekou about the issue of Joseph Yuma Boakai picking his vice presidency. Joseph Boakai has a pattern, in my view, of not demonstrating leadership when he should. Let me tell you something. Leaders are responsible, they're deliberate. There are certain decisions you must make as a leader. I'm not saying you can consult, but you must make a decision. Let me say this. Senator Yomdi Kanga Lawrence, who I call my Oma, nothing against her. When she does wrong, I will say she does wrong. If she does what's right, I will say she's doing what's right. What's stopping Joseph Yuma Boakai from calling Senator Yomdi Kanga Lawrence as vice president? What? What's stopping him? Joseph Yuma Boakai has a pattern of playing games. Simple. I said a few days ago, I wrote on my page, someone came and started bouncing around, checking. I ain't got no time for that. That Joseph Yuma Boakai has sat down with Prince Moi and made a deal to make Prince Moi a vice president. Again, I will understand that some of you will be reactionary because some of these conversations, you are not privileged to them. That's okay. There is nothing wrong with it. Continue your support for Joseph Yuma Boakai as you have. Continue it. There is nothing wrong with it. That's who you chose to support. And it's your right. But it doesn't mean that the information that were clear, factually authenticated, we can't talk about them. No, that's not what it means. So your support for a person and the decisions they are making behind you for you to come and defend later on, because that's what you will have to do later on. Bernard Ure is in opposition to that. Let me tell you, I call him Bob Ben. Bob Ben is in opposition to Yomdi becoming vice president of Joseph Yuma Boakai. Don't give yourself a hard time. The more Aliden group, they want Yomdi to be vice president. And your team doesn't see that joking thing. And we The more Aliden group are the ones pushing for that. So what has held him? The same thing happened in 2017 to pick the vice presidency or presidential candidate, or running mate. What happened? To pick the vice presidential running mate, what happened? It was until last minute time he settled for Nukwe, which impacted him as well. What is stopping him from either picking Bernard Yure or Yomli Kanga Lawrence? What's stopping Vice President Julius Numa Braga? So yes, there are opposition who are also playing games with him. Some of them he's aware of it because he is quiet, enabling it and playing games. That's how he's been rolling from day one. But I'm saying also he has a decision-making problem as a leader. He is not deliberate and he's not decisive. So at the end of the day, this will haunt him. What's stopping him from making Joseph? What's stopping him from making Bernard Yure? You're passing around Bernard Yure on private jet. Bernard Yure holding your brown bear, you're moving around. Bernard Yure can be a formidable vice president. He's run for presidency before. Yomli Kanga Lawrence can be a formidable. These are people who fought for him in the quote-unquote in the trenches. What are you holding him back?
So let me say this.
Nobody's too bad.
First of all, my sister Ellen was asking for me the way to. I was in the back. I was just answering to a phone call. But Ellen, how you doing, my sister? And thank you for reaching out as well. So, yeah. So, Steve, let me say this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people may think about Joseph Boakai running mate. Not because Bernard Yure toting the man bag, going to places with him, means that he deserved to be vice president.
Oh,
Bernard Yure does not. Bernard has not done anything.
He's paying money. He gave Costa out.
It doesn't. Those should not be criteria, or those should not be the means of getting the vice presidency. The point here is that the Oman Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai, he is not somebody who makes decision based on what he actually wants to do. He's always afraid to take decision. Same thing happened in the Lofa election 2020 when the nomination of former Defense Minister Brownie Samuka came out. We talk about that. We said it was a wrong choice. We said the Papa should look at other people. What we were told is not the Omen, that the party. That means the Papa is just there for the sake of being there. Instead of leading, he's been led by some people that may not know what they are doing. But at the end of the day, if the decision comes all right, they will all take credit. The party will take credit. But if it goes wrong, the blame is on the Omen. On a serious note, the opposition, especially the Unity Party, have allowed themselves to be badly infiltrated by the CDC. and the Ome lack of decisiveness, his lack of the will, the political will to take drastic action or to do whatever he thinks is good for him and his party or for Liberia. The more you continue to do that, the more you have problem in terms of making decision. Because Belinda you're being given money, or maybe taking the Ome around, or maybe having, Costa to be the mouthpiece for the Unity Party and stuff like that, that does not give you the right to be vice president. Let the Ome just make a decision. Make your decision and move on. Whoever want to pick that person. So at least you can have time. If the sedition or other opposition want to rip that person apart, that's fine. At least you have time. Whatever damage or damages that may be caused on that person between now till like maybe next year, April to March, or May or June, you can remedy those damages. But if you remain indecisive and allow people to play with you, at the end of the day, it'll be too late. And if you guys continue to fight each other, we should say this: you all go into this election fragmented. You all go into this election badly injured, and nobody will support each other. And then you'll be handling the presidency to George Weah again. But my concern here, when it comes to the opposition, those that are in Liberia, that say they are suffering, those that are in Liberia without clean drinking water, with no food for their kids, with no money to send their children to school, those who are suffering on a daily basis, are they waiting for opposition to be united in order for them all to vote against George Weah? Because this is one thing. Assuming that you're not for commies, but vote for opposition. If you're not for commies, you vote for Boakai. If you're not for Boakai, you vote for commies. If you're not for either one of them, vote for what is his name out? The other opposition. Tiawan Gongul is there. If you all can vote, you say you're suffering, the country is bad, the country is heading in the wrong direction. Things are not going well in the country. Vote for the opposition. So at the end of the day, if, let's say, to tell of Liberians vote for opposition, that means Joey will not even go for second round. Then now you have a chance, you have an option to have at least two opposition in the second round. Whether that would be Boakai and Komis, or it will be Tiawan and somebody else, at least you will not have CDC. But you live in Liberia, you say you're suffering. But everything going on in the country, you still waiting for somebody to come tell you that you're suffering? That is the major problem. So I think I want to open the line to take a few calls. I'm not sure of Steve's position right now. Maybe he's in the back. But whatever the case is, I want to open the line to take few calls. We still have maybe about 20 minutes here. So what I will do, I will open the line and take few calls. You can contact. I think Steve is back. Steve, I was about to open the line though. So
yes, please. Yeah. While you're opening the line, I just want to add this while you open the line for us to get our first call. I think what you're saying makes more sense, but I also think that this speaks a larger volume to what we said, that there are people within the opposition who are agents who are opposing the opposition because they don't make any sense, Mr. Kane. This thing don't make any sense. There has to be some kind of inside job that's stopping the progress of what are the opposition moving forward. And the good thing is within the opposition, you got options. You do.
Yeah.
You don't have to vote for Cummings. If you choose to support Boakai. Make your case on that side. Cummings people, let them make their case on that side. You know what I mean? And when you get to the second round or whatever it is, then you'll get all oppositions in the second round. You can decide which one is the best to move the country forward. But all this idea of they must come together, no, they must not come together. No,
they must not come together as one unit, but they must come together in making sure that they shouldn't vote for the.
But how can they even come together when the team that's supposed to bring them together, they already broke it away? How in the world you can say you're all together? You say you don't want to be there again. You decide to leave. You go. Then you come back again and say you all need to come together. What kind of foolishness is that? Who got time for that? Yes, Mr. Kane, what kind of going cycle is this?
So I posted the two numbers.
I mean, our people sometimes can be very strange and very, hard to deal with, to be quite honest.
So what I was saying here, Steve, those that were talking about being opposition, being infused in the opposition community to destroy the opposition, that they have infiltrated badly the Unity Party. You think about this. Yumli put everything on the line. And up to where we speak, she's still making the case that she is the perfect fit to be vice president. Put her party at risk.
I'm telling you.
Almost destroy their party. Put at risk her own political future. Also, she may not have the entire Bassa under her control, but she has a proven record of being elected twice. And she has a constituency. Ben Nayure, who you mentioned as a contender for the position, he has no constituency. He only has 3 people. He has his son and his daughter.
But I will support Bob Ben for that VP slot though.
Yeah, because you're not in a honesty for Boakai.
I'm a fair person.
If Boakai should have a chance, Boakai will have a better chance with Yumli than this guy.
No, but Bob Ben rejuvenated the campaign.
That make it even win Kingsburg.
Mr. Kane, let's be fair.
Yeah, so what's on here for 15 minutes? So okay, so that what I told you, the people that are doing justice to Pape. Leaving the old man with Ure and his boy to do whatever they want to do with him. That's not being fair. Because that portrays wrong message. Making it to look like they are the one doing everything for him. So you put him in a difficult spot. How to divorce from these guys.
I agree.
You see the point? you remember I told you in one of our conversations when I talked to Ume to me, said, "What's why you not go Costa?" You know. And so other names I called to him. Papa said, "No, people in the now something." And Papa made it very clear that there are certain things that he can say. So, in short, I will come back to what I've said this before, what I've said here before. Those guys, they will be successful if things remain like this. Because I can tell you, no one person can win against Weah. But the only way you can go strong and make an impact in the election 2023 is to encourage all the voters to vote against the current government and for the opposition to direct their fight or their bazooka to the government, not at each other. You campaign the way you want to campaign. Talk about what you have in store for the Liberian people. Talk about your policy prescriptions. Talk about what you have in your agenda. What you're going to do in your first 100 days, 2 years later, 4 years later, what are you going to do? What sets you apart from George Weah or from any other opposition? Stop tearing each other down. Do your politics. Do your politics all the way you want. But direct all your attack on the government. The government propagandists, they are well funded, they are well placed, they are well prepared, and they are ready to go at any length to make the case for the government. The only problem, what is giving them hard time is very hard. It's very hard to defend lies. It's very hard to say something is white when you know very well it's black. It's very tough. That's the only thing that's giving the government problem. If they were doing some good things, or if they were doing more good things than bad, they would have the edge long time ago. And the reason why up to now they are still afraid, and the reason why this government still think that they have a shot at the presidency is because of the way the opposition are proceeding. There's nothing wrong with having different opposition political parties, but let the conversation be about issue. Let the competition be about competence. Let it be about record. Let it be about policy. But attacking each other wrongly, wasting people's time on nonsense. If you continue to do that, you are only empowering the government. It means that you are lying to the Liberian people that the government is doing badly, proceeding wrongly, but you are not doing anything to remove them. We are only there enabling the government to stay in power. So, Steve, in short, what I'm trying to say here is that it's okay, let everybody go the way they want to go, to run, but let it focus on the issue. Let it hard, because the government is the one in power right now. They are the one that are running the country. They are making decisions on behalf of the country and the people. So they will be the one at the receiving end of most of the criticism and attack because they are in power. But if all the opposition can shine light on the errors and mistakes of this government on a daily basis, trust me, Liberian people can understand. And they are listening. But the opposition are confusing the voters. When they say the government is bad, they say the opposition they are bad. The same opposition, they say the government is bad. The president is incompetent. The president that role, the president that the president that died, they come and say the same thing about the people who are leading them. In fact, they want everybody to be criminal. They want everybody to be rogue. They want everybody to be liar. So, opposition in Liberia, Steve, they have a long way. They have a very, very long way. But, again, George Weah stay not sure what he wants to do. Because if somebody who really want to be elected, at least you start doing some good things. You will not continue doing mistakes or doing things that will make the people to look at you badly every time. So in short, the opposition still have a chance, but if they can only redirect all their bazookas and RPGs to the government, or if they don't want to go negative, let it shine light on what they will do for the Liberian people. Their policy prescriptions, their idea, their agenda, the plan they have for the Liberian people, what they will do for the youth, what they will do for women, what they will do for children, what they will do for the vulnerable people, unprivileged people, underprivileged people. So you don't have to talk negative. But tell the Liberian people what sets you apart from other people, as opposed to engaging in negative campaign or insulting each other, or trying to tear each other down. At the end of the day, we'll be giving George Weah another term, pro bono, free of charge. I think we're gonna have about maybe we'll have about 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, you can take calls.
But I will take this call. I will take this call, but it's not a call I think it's a private call, personal call.
Well, let's say who said.
Hello?
Let's say who said.
Hello?
As Sekou said earlier, let me say this. Maybe that other opposition people want to take chances. There should be no need for the United Party to feel entitled that they must be the next people to lead the country. No. We saw what they can do. We know what Joseph Boakai can do. There is nothing new he has to offer. All these hyenas that you see packing, I think that they come and do something good. They ain't doing nothing good. They will not do nothing good. These are some of the things when we say. They say you support a person, they take it personal. They say that one, they say this one. My people, we can say like, bro, nobody's stupid here. Let's not settle for this. Nobody is stupid here. Let's not settle for this. Let us not settle for this. Let Joseph Yuma, Boakai, and George Weah go sit down. I don't want to say it, I'm my own view. Okay, your own view. I respect your view. I will not oppose your view. Joseph Yuma, you who want to play politics because you're in political party, you want to give political support. That's your business. Me, I don't want no political support. I stand by what I stand for today. When you ask me 10 years from now, I will tell you the same thing I'm telling you today. Especially when the situation hasn't changed. The situation has not changed. Joseph Yuma Boakai get nothing to offer. United Party get nothing to offer. Let them go sit down somewhere. Nobody giving Liberia to Unity Party. Those boys in a dream who think that they are about to go amalgamate wealth, fool around, and come back to power. Okay. We here. Let them go sit down somewhere. Let them go look for work to do. Let them go look for work to do. Let them be retired. The same way I told Nathaniel McGill, I recommended him to please go start making farm. Because the issue of politics in Liberia and him is done from the day he was sanctioned. And they say that you don't see McGill on the trail again. Oh, but in another news, as Joey is coming back tomorrow, Joey got options on the table. Because he and McGill then will rack it. I told McGill right on the platform, Sekou was laughing and he was very with me. Sekou was laughing and he was mad at me. I said McGill lives matter. McGill needed to come back. McGill did not need to resign. McGill never, they fool McGill to resign. Joe Weah then fool McGill to resign. Soon McGill resigned, they made him a government boom. They walk away from him. Joe Weah then fool McGill to resign. So we'll wait for Sekou to come, take 1 or 2 calls, and we'll call it a day. Again, to the ANC people, y'all won't be chasing Breeze. Y'all be chasing the Breeze. Certain people are not just going to change. There is no formal enemy. Certain people will not change. Mr. Kane, I tell you what to you. You're muted.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I think I have a caller here. We only have one caller.
Okay.
I think that's Mr. John Mawolo. Let me take him so he will speak. And after him, we'll just call it a day. Because unless you have a caller, all about me, I want to go start eating some meat and drinking hatai.
No. Take John Mawolo, then you can close the show. Me, I go.
Okay. Let's take Mr. Mawolo. Mr. Mawolo, how are you?
I'm good. How are yourself, Steve? Welcome.
Sekou.
You guys, we'll miss you.
I miss you guys so much, man. I miss everybody on here. Trust me. One of my sister just came back, Elizabeth. Trust me, I miss you guys too. And Mr. John Mawolo, likewise. At least you call me. You're one of the people that call me to check on me to say, Sekou, what happened? How you doing? I really appreciate that as well.
No problem. And listen, we got 10 months to go before election. And we as a people have constantly made the same mistake over and over again. It's about time we get serious about our country and stop playing games with the future of our children and our nation. I think it's time to start asking the real questions. And these questions, from my point of view, I think it's in 2 phases. The first thing is to ask the Liberian people, what do they really want?
I'm on the show. I'll call you back.
And don't accept any generalities for what they want.
I'll call you back.
You can't say, oh, we get one piece, we get a war. No, that's not what you want. What do you really need to go forward? What do you think you need to move forward? And when they answer those questions, then you ask them, looking at the qualification of the people running, the top tier people that are running, who do you think can provide these best or the fastest? These are the serious questions we should ask our people now. We got 10 months to go. This general question, who you like, who you don't like, we've been voting on like, and always doing putting our country in the worst position ever. Likeness don't run a country. Popularity don't run a country. It is competence that runs a country. Not even politics. Politics don't run a country. Politics just happens amongst you. But when it comes to running a country, especially a third world country, you need competence, serious ability in leaders. We see what an incompetent leader looks like. We see how our president goes out and he can't perform. That's what we don't need. And this is what has kept our country backward and backward. And let's get straight. Let me address this thing straight on with the Unity Party people. Let nobody fool themselves. Let me disabuse your minds of this whole Unity Party were there, they did it. Look, Unity Party, everything they achieved, it was because Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was their leader. Joseph Boakai is no Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. The kind of maneuverability, the kind of contact, the kind of aggression that woman had in the world, in the international marketplace, this man don't have it at all. It's 0 compared to 100. That's the difference. So nobody should fool themselves. Oh, Unity Party want generalized Unity Party. No. Unity Party was headed by an aggressive, connected, well-rounded woman who could go around and get her in a company and who is still seriously in the world.
Thank you.
Even while they were having this meeting, this African summit, who were invited? Ellen Johnson Sirleaf were invited there. This man was vice president for 12 years. Not even a kindergarten graduation did not invite him to the go speak. You really think this man able to run a country, then you want to compare it with when she was there? Let's not fool ourselves and get serious here about who is more competent to run and change the country for the betterment of our children and the future of that country. We need to start asking the real and serious questions and get down to it. No generalities, but into detail.
Thank you, Mr. Mawul. Thank you very much, as always. Let's take the caller here. This will be the last caller. Caller, what is your name and where you calling from? I think it's overseas call. Are you there? Caller on the WhatsApp line. Are you there? Hold on 1 second. All right, we lost that person on the WhatsApp line. Let's take this call right here. 267 number. What is your name and where you calling from?
Nancy.
Your name?
Nancy.
Nancy, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm so happy that you're back.
I know. Go ahead. You're alive.
Yeah. For me, what I'm looking at and what I'm seeing the whole thing is that I don't think it's going to be election next year. Yes, I don't think so.
Why? Why you think like that?
If you can see the census, right, it's not done correctly, and I don't think Joe we are going to run. I don't think Joe we are going to run. And
So what do you think will happen?
I think for my observation, I think they're going to stop Joe from running, the Americans. Maybe they're going to come to a common ground and agreement for him to not run. He can't handle the country. But when Joe take on this election, I see, because the way opposition is going, I see him winning again. Yeah, and he able the country. So it will just be on common ground with the Americans. And the next thing that will stop Joe is two things. Either the American make agreement with him, one, or they censure him. So if they can come to common ground and to say, okay, you know what, we're gonna put you on a sanction, but we're not gonna do it because you war best, African best, and whatever. And or we can have this agreement for you to not run. You know what I'm saying? And for you to leave the country. Then we will let some things slide and something go. And you know what you have done. But those buggers that behind him, they will come after them. They will sanction them. They will come after them. They should be running around playing with themselves. But I see that there will be no election next year. No election.
So that means when there's no election, there will be interim government?
Yes. There will be interim government for maybe 1 year or 2 or a year. Then they're gonna take over the country, put everybody in place, something, and set everything then everybody will run. Because I don't see no election. You see John Wayne the way he's going with the country.
All right, Master. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Thank you very much.
that's my under thoughts. Thank you.
Yeah, that's deep though. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Let's take this caller here. Caller, what is your name and where you calling from? The last 4 digit is 9717.
Hey, salam alaikum, my brother. Shegu.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. This is Eastman. You know, Shegu, whenever I think about the Liberian voting population, I have to realize that I don't think the way they think. You know, we have a different exposure, a different education, and we have a different view of things. So, first of all, you gotta go in the typical Liberian mind if you want to know how this election going. So let's examine how this whole opposition derailed. When they were successful in the by-election, they were set to go, and all of a sudden, all the parties saw they had a possibility of being successful in winning the Santa Bearship. But then the competition for who would be Santa Bear went awry. They started fighting each other. They should have managed that. It never should have gotten that out of hand, whereby they start launching on each other, taking out the big guns to attack each other. There should have been a body there to say, look, let's keep our eye on the ball. And the ball is to bring down the CDC government. That is the goal. So it went awry. And to today, they can't come back together. Right? But if you look at it, even like my brother Demawolo called just now, even after you advise, he is still going after the UP party. They're still going after each other. They have not understood that they cannot do that. Just promote your candidate.
Yeah.
But they can't. They keep going after each other. No matter how you tell them, do not go after each other, they go after each other. So they were there's no competition. It's an issue and just like one caller was saying just now, the Americans want to see certain things happening. These sanctions are not by accident, Siku. They are telling Liberians, look, this is what we want to see. And if you can't do it, it's up to you. We're finished with you. It's where you are now. Because we already told you what we see.
Thank you.
We inside.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Okay. All
right. Yeah, Prince, I was about to leave, man. The show finished now. The 2 hour is over. I'm just trying. Hello, Prince. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, my man. Welcome.
Thank you, Zegu. Thank you so much, man. Thank you very much.
You know what? Before I forget to say this, though, you, Prince, and other brothers, including what the brother needs, the guy who can always send the father on the cash app. The guy who can be working, you always call to check on me too and yourself. But thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you, Sekou. We are very excited and we are very glad and happy to see you.
Yeah, same thing here.
You have a very, very good weight on the future and the determination of Liberia futures. So when you're absent, it shows, it reflects. But thank you, and we're glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just briefly, you got just 1 minute, please, if you can.
I called to give a reflection on the rally and the scorecard of the rally, and the rally, how successful it was. And I think that if any leadership of the CPP is listening, the momentum this rally have governed us. They shouldn't just stop. They should continue to rally, to carry out this rally every once a month in different county, in different location until the general election, so that they can have the people to speak. So civil society to speak and people to address their concerns about the state of the country. Despite all the negative propaganda, Senator Waterspoon then sold
in the heart of the people because they know our people are traumatized of war and traumatized from the brutality of past government. So they sow all out of sea talking about people were going to be there, and former combatants would be there to juke people with knives. So people were afraid, but some people brave. A lot of people brave. They fear and